Greetings, viewers all over the world. Welcome to our week where we align within to be better versions of ourselves. So, today, our topic is reshaping the inner world. Reshaping the inner world. So before we delve into the topic for today, I will like to make this announcement for our people, the Ambazonia people at home and abroad. First, I want to wish all the mothers in Ambazonia, the diaspora, and the world Happy Mother's Day in advance. The second announcement is a national lockdown. Ambazonia national lockdown starts on the 18th of May this month to the 20th. 18th May through the 20th of this month. We know 20th May is a no in Ambazonia. La République cannot come and impose their own structures in Ambazonia. So everybody stay home at the home front, stay home on these days. Do not go and participate in that their sham or fake 20th May. For your security, stay home, because they like to carry out actions and then turn around and accuse our ASA, as they call them, Amber Boys. So stay home for your safety. You've always done this for the past 10 years. So we are getting close to get to our country, go to our country, live free, and govern ourselves freely. So do not put yourself on harm's way. Stay home. Thank you. The third announcement is the APP, Amber Peace Plan meeting that the president is inviting everyone tomorrow, May 9th at 8 p.m. Amber time. So all Ambazonians at home and abroad, make sure to attend this meeting, 8 p.m. Amber time. And then let me see any other announcements. Okay, so that is that for the Ambazonia revolution. And now I will talk about my website, www.judithspiritualteaching.com. www.judithspiritualteaching.com. So that is my website on these teachings that I do here, and also my book. Oh, where is that book? Excuse me. Yes, my book, Connect with God, Awakening the Divine Consciousness Within. So let me put it here. For those of you who have bought your own copies, thank you so much. Let me know what you think, if you have any questions, and make sure you order it. Right now they are available on Amazon.com. You have 3 formats: the Kindle, the paperback, and the hardcover. The hardcover is $24.99, the paperback is $14.99, and the Kindle is $9.99. So go get your copies And those are the international, the home front and international communities. You know, you will get your own soon. Soon and soon it will be available. Okay, so do well. That is a very, very important book at this time that the world is you know, shifting. The paradigm of the world is shifting, and humans too are shifting in their thinking, in their consciousness. So get a copy and just educate yourself. Okay. So the website is ready, and what we do in the website, for those who are ready, when you get the book, you read it and you find it interesting, that you want to, you know, be a part of this movement, this revolution, to revolutionize the minds of people, um, you know, help humanity evolve to the next level of consciousness. That's what this book is all about. Divine consciousness is just your higher self. So if you have bought the book and you find it interesting and you want to be a part of people who are going to teach others, to show them the truth, then you can go on the website to get, there's an exam there that you have to take to get the certification, and then you will be qualified to go out and educate others about this mind shift and consciousness shift. So, what else do I have here for announcements? The Amazonia communication tools, the independentist news, you can go there online. You have the Amazonia radio, go there and get your information. So because this is a time of information, we see so many, you know, stories and opinions popping up from the home front to try to convince or derail our people. So once you get this information, use it and educate others. Information, information, education, education, education. That is what liberates people. If people are in the dark of what is happening around them, then they become a tool of colonialism. They become a pawn in the hands of these greedy and wicked politicians. So you do your own part to share any information that will help the people at the home front and here in the diaspora. Thank you so much. So let's dive in to our topic of today: reshaping the inner world. This quote from the Independentist News aligns with the teaching of today. It says, and I quote, "When a people lose their identity, they lose their direction. When they reclaim it, they reclaim their future." End of quote, by Dr. Mungwa Martin. I want us today to go back inward to reshape our inner world. Just like the quote states, when a people lose their identity, they lose their direction. When they reclaim it, they reclaim their future. And when you look at this Amazonia revolution, that is what we have been doing for these 10 years. Though the revolution didn't start in 2016, it has been there from day one, that we were robbed of our identity in 1961. And the struggle, The fight continues, the revolution continues, that it has entered this stage in our generation, and we are not going to pass it down to our children. This is the never again generation. The never again generation. Okay? So do everything. And one announcement that I left out, the Atlantic Zone draft is coming up next week, Saturday the 16th at 8 p.m. Amber time. If you have been in this struggle or you're still on the sideline calling and saying, oh, that will not thing, this is your opportunity to come and draft. Go to your county. This week or this month is Atlantic Zone draft. But if you belong to other counties or the other past 2 zones that have drafted, you can still go ahead and draft. Draft and free yourself from slavery. Draft and free your people so you can have a home, they can have a home. That is what we are doing to restore and reshape our inner world, our identity. Okay? So, give me a second here. Let me. Reshaping the inner world. What is this inner world we're talking about? In Hermetic principle of spirituality, they said, as within, as without. It means your inner world has to align with your outer world. Whatever you're thinking inside, it has to be the same thing that you're putting outside. That is alignment. You cannot be thinking something and you are doing another thing. That is misalignment. So when we talk of spirituality, consciousness, divine consciousness, it is all about alignment. Everything, your words, your actions, your behavior, they need to align to bring out that fruit, the best, the good that you desire, the change that you desire. You need to align. And that's why you see in this revolution, there are just few people that are still standing, because they align and they want to see the end, which is Ambazonia independence and sovereignty. They want to see the identity of Ambazonia being restored and having and staying and occupying our own land, governing ourselves. That is what we are talking here. So you cannot come and you say, oh, I'm for Ambazonia and Ambazonia, and then what you are doing out there does not align with what you are saying. That is just the law of God, the law of the universe. Things need to align to produce results, good results, not the bad result, the destructive ones that we see. So even those who are doing the destructive things, if you go, it is what is in their mind. That's how their own inner world is being structured to give out destructive things. But that is not God. That is not the divine we are talking about. Okay? So, I would like us to go to the quiet crisis of internal fragmentation. Director, please can you pull up that slide? The quiet crisis of internal fragmentation. Now I think the next one, the quiet crisis of internal fragmentation. Thank you. There it is. So as you can see there on the screen, on your left side, you have that mind that is fragmented. The mind that is fragmented, too many things going on there, that you don't have nothing. You don't even have an identity. You don't even have a focus. There's no purpose. There's no strategy. That's what goes on with that image on your left side. But the right side, you see everything is structured. Everything there is structured. And once you have that structure, you know, you have a sense of direction. You know your identity. You know what you want to do. What is it said at the bottom? They said, without an anchor, the mind drifts, emotions fluctuate, and decisions become reactive. You know, decisions become reactive. So that is what is going on with the infograph on the left. A mind that is not anchored. Anchored to what? To these moral principles, divine principles. They talk of spirituality, it's just those guiding principles. The principle of truth, the principle of conscience, the principle of justice, righteousness, and justice. These four cardinal virtues, those are the anchor. When Christians, they used to sing, oh, will your anchor hold in the storms of life? If you are not grounded in those principles of truth, then you drift away. Your mind drifts. Even your goals, your pursuit in life, they are drifted because you don't have a foundation. So that's why you see, even in the revolution, people who came, they didn't have no foundation on why they were in the struggle in the first place. So as time goes on, they started falling apart. They're falling away. They're falling and they're falling. And you see some people who are still here, there's some of them who are still, their minds are still drifting. They keep asking, oh, why are we, the number is dwindling. Of course, it has to dwindle because this revolution is a revolution of the mind. This is about grounding us, that this revolution is nurturing us to become better versions of ourselves. So people who can stand the heat, you know, they fall out. They fall out. And we say, without an anchor, the mind drifts, emotions fluctuate, and decisions become reactive. You see that a lot of people, especially in the African continent, we've been carried, you know, we like to react a lot rather than thinking, strategizing. We always react every little thing. Oh, yeah, this they have done this and these have done that. Always reacting, no strategy. And that's why those who have the strategy, like the West, Asians, all of them, they will always come to take our resources. They take everything because we lack strategy. We are always emotional, reacting. Oh, this has happened. You don't want to go into the details of what is happening so you can strategize and see how you can counter that thing. All you do is reacting, reacting, reacting. And when you do that, what happens? You are misaligned because you are not using your mind. The mind is solely for strategies. That is the purpose of the mind, to strategize. And it gives you all of this intelligence. So the divine nature does what? Is to instruct the mind. Your intellectual capacity on what to do and how to do it. So if you are not using your mind and you're being carried away by emotions, always reacting, then other people will use you, those who can use their mind to strategize. So whether for wrong purpose or for the right purpose, you become a victim always. As they say, you become a meal on their table. So the Ambazonia revolution is a revolution of a mind, the psychological revolution that we are learning as we go forward. Okay, so when your mind is fragmented and all of that, what do? We go now to the next slide. The core anchor, stabilizing the inner self. Director, please, can you pull up the core anchor, stabilizing the inner life? Thank you. Thank you. So as you can see on this slide, the core anchor, stabilizing the inner life. Because we are talking about what? Reshaping the inner world. Your inner world constitutes what? Your spirit, your mind, and all your emotions. So before you release anything out there, you have to make sure that everything aligns, that is going to yield good fruits. Huh? Your manifestation is about good, the desires, your product that you're presenting to the world is going to be for the greater good, not for destruction. So once you go through those fragmentation and different things that are going on in your mind, you cannot align your mind. The next thing is what? The core anchor, stabilizing the inner life, which is your spirit. The spirit is the mediator between your mind and your body. The mind and your mind and your spiritual aspect and your manifestation, that is the spirit. This spirit identity is in the mind. So when they say the mind is the seat of the spirit, this is where the spirit sits. It means what? Let's read it there. Say, acts as the anchor of human identity. It brings absolute coherence between what we believe, what we feel, and how we act. So you got that? So it's like the middleman. Your spirit sitting in your mind is like the middleman in your mind, the bridge between your spirit self and your human self, your manifestation. This is where you come in. Whatever that you want, your desires, your goals, all your aspirations, this is where you come to establish it. If you cannot get to this point where you establish your identity, like what we are doing in the revolution, when in 2017 we restored what? The independence of Ambazonia. That was the identity we were restoring. But now in the spirit to establish that, to embody that, we have been here for 10 years to affirm that this is who we are, and you are establishing that fact that this is who you are. So when you get to that point, it's like you are crossing the threshold. Now crossing that threshold now is where you are doing the how. How do you become this free Ambazonian? How do you become this free individual that you have said, I am this person. This is my identity. This is who I am. You don't just say something like what they tell you in church, affirmation. Oh, I will get rich. And they tell you, oh, go pray and fast. If you don't go into action, you will not get that riches. You will not get rich. You can pray and fast until nothing will happen. If you are not doing what the people that are getting rich, they are doing. You are not investing. You are not spending time to do other things that will make you get rich. Look for other income streams. All of that. You cannot get rich. So it's not a prayer that will make you get rich, or it will bring overnight riches to you. So you see, it is the same with our identity. So the spirit there is that threshold where you need to get into embodying. It's about embodiment, alignment. When you embody, you align, and then you act. You act. So it says, act as the anchor of human identity. It brings absolute coherence. Coherence between what we believe, what we feel, and how we act. So what we believe and what we feel and how we act, this what it is where psychology, they call it the conscious mind. The conscious mind is where you have your what you want, what you desire, what is your vision, all of that. That is the what. The unconscious mind is how. So what you have defined here, you need to work on getting that thing, achieving that thing in the subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind is the how to get it. And that's why you see the revolution has crossed that a threshold, that we are doing all of this diplomacy and other things that the president and his team, they're doing, is the how to get this independence, because we have established it in the conscious mind that we are Ambazonians. We had our independence in 1961. Oh, so you are not going to take that from us. And it did not end there. So you see how throughout the years we had all these challenges, distractions, all of that coming in just to keep you in that conscious mind stage. But with the courage of our president, the determination, the resilience of our president, and those who are standing now at this moment in the history of this revolution, you see that things are being done. The diplomacy, the Pope was able to come to Ambazonia, you know, all of that. That is the how, the process as it is going until we have our independence and sovereignty that we call Zonia. Same with your inner world. So if you want to reshape what is happening in your external world, then you have to start in your inner world. Do you have that courage? Do you have the confidence? Are you finding clarity in the things that you do? Because if you don't find clarity, there's no way that you can pursue your goal right to manifestation. And that's why we have all these tools of the independentists. We have the Ambazonia radio, all of those media, the ABC network 24, all of these media information and sources for you to get the right information, so you don't get derailed, you don't get misled by all of these vampires that are out there bringing and always interjecting negative information in this revolution. So you got to stay connected. The spirit there is a place of connection. It's a place of alignment. That's why when I talked about my book, Connect with God, because that is where you connect. When you are determined to go through with your aspiration, go through with your dreams, go through with your goal, anything that you desire that is going to yield fruit, benefit you and others, you have to align with that thing. You have to embody that thing, that you are going to do it, not a God from the sky, not anybody. It is only you. So that's why we cannot leave this revolution to the next generation. We are here, we have taken it, we have embodied it, we're aligned with it, and we are moving forward until freedom comes. If there is no Ambazonia, there will be no La Republique as we know it. That's what our president has been saying. And we are determined to make sure that we have our country. Okay? And what is the next statement there? It says, without the anchor, a person may appear functional externally while remaining deeply divided internally. You see that? So, and that is what we have today. Many people function, especially in religion. You see people carry, oh, let me go pray to God. Oh, let me go do this and fast and do all of that. Let me go tithe and all of that. You are doing all of those performances, but internally you are empty. You are misaligned. And that's why when you see revolutions like this, not many people are still standing, because they were putting up that show. The inner world was not aligned. They were not aligned internally. And so when they put up the show, they saw that, oh, things are not happening sooner than later, or as they expected. They start to fall out. They start to fall out because you were not aligned. You didn't come into the struggle or the revolution with a purpose of a lasting solution. You wanted quick fixes. So you can go get maybe your job or whatever that you were seeking, and the next thing we are back again to square one. But now we are saying, no, this is the never again generation. We're not going to repeat that cycle. We're not going to go through that again. It is now or never. Now or never. So let's go to the next slide and see what we're talking about, where the spirit is the center of everything, your anchor. If you have not gotten to that stage in your mind, then it makes it difficult for you to pursue anything in life. Yes, thank you. The complete system of divine intelligence. The complete system of divine intelligence. What do we have there? You see number one there on your left side of the screen, the left, if you're looking at that infograph, the left side at the top there, you see knowledge. Knowledge. What is it about knowledge? These are all your intellectual capacities. Knowledge, understanding, fear, spirit, power, counsel, and wisdom. Huh? It says truth is revealed in the place of knowledge. That's where you get all your information, right? So what causes all the fragmentation? If people don't have the right knowledge, then their minds are fragmented. Their position, you see them flip-flopping here and there. You see them become hypocritical because they don't have the true knowledge. And then the second step there is what? Truth is integrated in understanding. Understanding stands on what? On knowledge. So if you want to seek the depth of anything, you got to get an understanding. You got to go deeper into what is happening or the information that has been presented to you. For those like in the lawyers, judiciary, all of that, you know, the police, the forensic, all of those people, you find them getting into doing their own research. If there is a case that has been presented to them, okay, you need evidence, you need so many things, you need all of that to build up the case and to know what is happening. You don't just go there and somebody comes and dumps you information and then you just run with it and you're spreading it. If you don't even do your own due diligence to find out if it's a true information. So that's why we're talking of these government tools like the Independentist, the Ambazonia Radio, the Ambazonia TV networks, 24. All that's where you can have reliable information about the revolution. All other ones, they have their own. And you want to read them in between the lines to find their hidden purpose. Because some will portray themselves like, oh, they are really for Ambazonia, huh? But now we see on one paper that's circulating on the whether pressure group or what. You see, so all of that, when you see, oh, are you an Anglophone? No, Anglophone is a language. You don't define people by using a language that that's their identity. So you go to the next one. There is what? Fear of the Lord. That is where what? Integrity. Yeah. Director, please go back to the last slide. Thank you. So as we're saying, that the fear of the Lord, there is the integrity that you are embracing. You need some respect. You need some as an individual, some dignity. That is all shaping your identity. If you are people that anybody can just come and toss you around and they give you names, oh, you are Anglophones, you don't know your own identity, then they continue to toss you around and you are a stateless individual. You become a stateless individual. So the fear of the Lord there is about your identity, the image that you want to project to the world. Who are you? What is your perception about yourself, about the world? How do you want others to perceive you? That is what that fear is all about. Integrity. Do you have any identity? Or you want to adopt the identity of your colonizer? I'm an Anglophone. Who's an Anglophone? Who's an Anglophone? You don't have an identity? So we have to go and reshape all of these things. Who are you? Like when you go to school and you go acquire some academic, a certificate, diploma. Oh, I'm a doctor of this. I'm a doctor of that. I am this. I am that. Because you have studied that thing and you became that thing. You know how to operate in that field. So you deserve that qualification. So how will somebody come and be telling you that, oh, you are Anglophone? Was that your original state or status? No. Who brought in the English and the French, the colonizers? Was that your original language? No. So you go in there and reshape your identity, your image, what you want to present to the world. This is who I am. I am an Amazonian. We have our territory. We have our international borders. All of that, we existed before 1961. All of that, that is defining and reshaping your identity, your inner world. Because until you do that, you will never understand your sense of direction. You will never understand. Even if you want to, in the business world, if you want to venture into business, you don't know what you have in mind, then you will just be putting your money all over the place and nothing is being achieved. So you have to have an image in your mind on what you want, on who you are. And that image, that identity, that's what you're going to project and impress in the subconscious mind. And that's why you see in this infograph, in the middle there, number 4 is what? The spirit. Identity is rooted. Your identity is rooted. You see? You look at that infograph there. The spirit is in the middle. On the right side, you have what? You have power, you have counsel, you have wisdom. On the left side, you have what? You have knowledge, you have understanding, you have fear. And the spirit is there. Is the plane. That is the middleman, where you come and establish your identity, what you wanted in the fear. You are establishing it. It is now rooted in your subconscious mind. Now the subconscious mind knows whether it is your desires. You are imprinting that into the subconscious mind, and it knows that this is what you want. So you have sent your want, and now the subconscious mind is going to take it, or the superconscious mind, or your higher mind is going to take that now to do it. How? It deals with the how to get results of what you want. So who is doing all of that? It is not a mysterious God in the sky. It is all you. That's why we say you are God having a human experience. If that word God is too scary for you, it just means you have that ability to think right, to strategize, to solve your problems. Not a mysterious God that you go lock yourself in the room and be praying that, oh God, come and help me, come and do this. No, it is all you. The mind is in who? Is in you. All this thinking that floods your mind is coming from who? From you. So how do you arrange them to think properly so you can achieve the right result? It is all you, no one else. So if you say you don't want to use your mind to think and just always getting emotional and always reacting to things without strategizing, others will use their mind, whether negatively or positively. They will always come and impose their own version of what they think about how things can be done. And that's what the West have been doing to Africa. When you hear of colonialism, because Africans stop using their minds to think. You cannot think anything. You cannot strategize. All the resources are there. Or you are looking, oh, they want to come and give you 100 million euro or 100 million dollars, and oh, you are rushing there with your tails in between your legs, rushing to go collect $100 million. What is that going to do? You want to carry out a project in your country, and you have resources. You have so many. Is it the humanitarian or what? The natural resources. You don't know how to strategize, how you can make money. So that is what the Africans, they lack. That's why our continent is still being subjugated, because we are being carried by emotions, reacting here and there, no time to sit and strategize. All our minds are focused on, oh, go and pray to God, oh, go and fast, go and do this, go and sow seed, go and do 5 times a day prayer. Allah will listen to you. And none of that is working. None of that is working. This is your mind right here, the complete system of divine intelligence. The God we are talking about, that God lives in you, He needs to use all of this intelligence for you to create anything out here. It goes through your mind. Are you disciplined enough? Because it takes discipline. And that discipline is what? When they're talking of morality, they're talking of ethics and all of that, to use it at your job or anywhere. That is just what God is all about. It is not some deity in the sky waiting for people to call him to come and intervene. Or when he looked at maybe you sow a seed and the seed is not pleasant in his eyes, he will not come to your problem like Africans have been doing. So since he's not intervening, then you are not sowing enough seed, you're not praying harder, you are not doing all of those religious rituals the way that it can really move that God in the sky to come and help you. Don't you get it? He does not exist. God does not exist outside you. That is what my book is. Say what? Connect with God, awakening the divine consciousness within. Rediscovering what? The divine within. Everything is within you, in you, as you. Until you align to be a disciplined human being, that you are willing to speak the truth, you are willing to use your conscience, you are willing to do the right thing, and then bring justice to your people and others. To be fair, justice is about fairness. If you are living in your houses, like there in Africa, most of these politicians, you have your cars, you have your Lister engines that are supplying electricity to you. And then your people out there, the majority of the people who you come and rig election every election season that they have voted for you, they don't have electricity. They don't have nothing. And then you expect them, you come and say, oh, you are doing this. You are morally bankrupt. You are morally bankrupt. There is nothing there that looks like, oh, you are superior, or you are an administrator and you have electricity in your home. Why your people don't have electricity? Every 5-10 minutes, electricity has gone off. It is cut off. And all you are waiting is for one foreign country to come and say, oh, we're giving $100 million dollars or euro for you to carry out and this project to be your. So you don't have no mind of your own to think that this is what we are supposed to do to restore electricity in our city for our people. And then the poor gullible people will be there praying and fasting, and no electricity is showing up. No electricity is showing up, torturing your own people. And you say you are an administrator. You should be ashamed of yourselves. That's wickedness. That is wickedness. And you think that there is that God in the sky. So why is he not intervening? Why has that God not brought electricity in Cameroon, in Amazonia, in all of those? You go to many African countries, it's the same problem. So what is wrong? Because you are just being carried away with emotions. Reacting, not strategizing. Those who are benefiting from the corrupt system, they'll always come to push the narrative of all that a blind loyalty. So right there, you see, these are the divine intelligence. The God within cannot do anything without your mind, without this intelligence. If you don't want to think, then it will also sit there and be looking at you. Once you start to use your mind to think, it will rise up and say, well done, faithful servant. Faithful there means what? It's the spirit, the confidence. That you have that confidence to do what you want to do to change your narrative. That is the faith. It's not the faith that your religion has presented to you that make it look like a belief or is a part of us. A part of people who don't have no mind to think. You think it's all those rituals that make you a holy person. No, we are talking about mental issues here, psychological issues. Can we think right for once to change our narrative, to change this mental slavery, to change the status of our people, to change our consciousness instead of being trapped in this survival mode? Can we change and shift our consciousness to go into the sovereign mode? So we become a sovereign nation, that we have our own things, we control our own economy, we do all of those things. Rather than every day being subjugated by others as if we don't have no mind. Then what is the purpose that we came to this world? To come and die and go? So reshaping the inner world is very paramount. You need clarity. You need confidence, which is alignment, to align and do what you are supposed to do to change that. And you are part of it. You are not shifting that responsibility to anybody or a fake God in the sky. You are the one to embody it and do what you have to do to change your narrative. So let's go to the next slide. The result of structural integration. Thank you. The result of structural integration. So you see there on your screen, once you are coming out of that confusion, because the confusion is that stage of the fragmentation. Now you're coming out of the confusion and you are finding what? Clarity. From clarity, you have now the instability that was going on in your inner mind, your inner world. Now you have found, when you find clarity, then you find alignment. You align with what you want to do, with what your goals, your desires, your aspirations are. You align with it. Now from the effort that you were struggling to make things happen, because you didn't know, you were so confused, putting effort in so many things and not realizing any result. Now you are moving because you have found clarity, you found alignment. What happens? You're living now the life that you desire to live. Like what we are doing in Amazonia. What is it? Why are we in the struggle? Why are we in the revolution? Why are we fighting? So that we can live the life that we desire, that our people at the home front desire, that our refugees in the refugee camps, they can return to their own homes. Oh yes, that is what we are doing so they can live, because now they have found clarity. People have found clarity. Amazonians have found clarity. They are aligned and they are living in the life that they desire. At the bottom of it, it says what? The human soul. The soul there represents what? It represents your mind. Begins to function correctly, because the problem is the mind. The mind that is fragmented. That is the problem. So you always see people reacting in those negative emotions without any strategy, without any reason. You see them just acting like that. It says what? The human soul begins to function exactly as it was designed, not fragmented, but whole. Faith is no longer separate from daily living. It is deeply embedded within it. You see? So the faith then now is what? The alignment, the confidence that you have in what you desire, in what your identity you have declared in your identity, that this is who you are. Now you are no longer separate from that. You are a part of it. You are involved in it to make sure that that manifests outwardly for people to know who you are. So, reshaping the inner world. Reshaping the inner world, to connect with God, is to allow His intelligence to restore your inner world until your thoughts, decisions, and actions reflect His design. That is what connect with God is all about. So if you are reshaping the inner world, it is for you to allow His intelligence to restore your inner world until your thoughts, decisions, and actions reflect His design. Move beyond occasional spiritual experiences and build a life governed by divine intelligence. You build a life governed by divine intelligence. Your thoughts, your actions, your behavior need to align. So that way, whatever you're doing, it's going on in your mind, we see it manifest outward, that is going to produce good results. That is why we are here in the Ambazonia Revolution. And so, even in your spiritual life, when you say you are a spirit being, then we need to see that your words, your actions, your thoughts, your behavior, they align with that divine intelligence, with that divine quality of truth, of conscience, of righteousness, and justice. That is what we are fighting. The revolution of Ambazonia is not only political, it's not only historical, it is also a psychological warfare. So we have to go back inward and reshape our inner world so we can align and do things the right way and be the best version of ourselves. So the world will look up to Ambazonia and say, hey, look at these people who went through this torture, who were almost assimilated, who were colonized, who and all of that, abuse, sexual, all of those assault, all of that, the children burnt, homes burnt, they were homeless, their people were scattered all over the world. Look at them today. Look at them. They will not only see a country that is well designed and structured, but they will see a people who are morally upright. This is what we are fighting for. Not only a nation, but a morally upright people. So, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. I had to let my hair, this is my natural hair, let it loose for Mother's Day. So go and have fun. Our mothers in Ambazonia, all over the world, remember you are the nurturer. You are the nurturer. We're also writing a book about the feminine nature of God. You know, they presented the masculine nature of God. And that's why we see all of these wars and all of this. So when we present to you the feminine nature of God, then you will know that now there is a balance. The imbalance we have is because of the masculine nature of God that was presented to the world. So thank you for watching. Tomorrow Remember to come to the APP. The president will be there. You know, the APP is where the president gives us some information about diplomacy, a snippet of it. So do not miss it, and come join us. And next week, Saturday the 16th, Atlantic Zone Draft. Come and draft. If you have never drafted, this is your opportunity. Continue to draft until freedom comes. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you think in the comment. Bye for now.